Hello everybody and welcome to episode 10 of Ultimate Alchemy. I will have another world download in the description of this video, so make sure to check that out if you want to see what I've been doing here. And you can see we're on a whole new level and it looks botanical, like this. I built another floor on stream yesterday, and I am deciding that I will just build floors for different things, and then we can either encase the entire thing in something pretty, or we can just leave it be. So the Botania floor is gone. You can see it's missing, and the only thing that is kind of out of place is this portal. It's kind of sticking out, and this portal is only used for the end part. When you get the clay, you right click it and the portal opens, and then you go into another room. But we can either leave it like this, or we can change it if we wanted to, or even move the portal if we wanted to. Can just get like structure blocks and move it or something. But yeah, that is really nice. We have a new floor. I don't know if I want to have the Empower here in the middle. We are using these little mana flames for lighting, which you can get by making the mana blaster and the flash mana lens, and then you can shoot it, and it makes a little flashy thing, and then you punch it to remove it. I also have a portable grid with a 64K storage disk, because why not go overboard, for storage of like a backpack, basically. So everything that I have here is just stored. Also, this obsidian lumber axe we don't really need anymore, because we can just phytogenic insulator everything that we need for the wood. So I finished the elevators. I added pressure plates that are silent as well for different floors, and I added them on top of the elevator, so we kind of hide it, and it kind of blends in with the color. This isn't necessarily white, but this is the closest you can get from the pressure plates that we have. And on the second floor, we have a dark steel pressure plate. I also added some of these brown lamps for the lighting. And on the first floor, I think I have a stone pressure plate, to cover up for the stone. So that is really cool. I also did some enchanting, but nothing really worked in my favor that I wanted. I tried getting faster tools, but you can't really go faster than this. So over here, I did upgrade these. So as you can see, now we have magically modifiable and also magically brittle. Magical wood, you can make magical wood. If you look in here, it doesn't show a recipe actually, which is really weird. But if you look at the enchanter, this guy, and you look for uses, and we actually know, do you actually show the recipe? It doesn't. Okay, so if we go into the enchanter and go here, show recipes, doesn't show recipes. Okay, so the enchanter basically, it's wood and no, it's bookshelf and lapis, I believe, to get magical wood. And with that, you can get magically modifiable, which adds 3 extra modifiers to your tool, but makes it magically brittle, has a random chance of breaking when it takes damage, can break unbreakable tools. So I assume it can just break it out of existence. Or out of existence meaning, so I have to repair it, which is fine because it's obsidian. And the mining speed is now 25. It was like 23 or something before, because we had extra modifiers. So I have 200 redstone on it. I have direct as well on it without having the right part for getting direct. So you can, if you look in the materials and U-book, you can go over here and you can see that direct is like a modifier. So you can put a vibrant large plate onto anything and it'll give you the direct modifier, which is really neat. And I didn't know that until I checked it today. So we still have the ecological, so it will repair over time. We have Duratape from the obsidian, magically brittle. I also have silk touch on everything, just because we can now have silk touch because we have emeralds. And you know, I said I was going to automate emeralds today. I did it in between episodes because it took me like 5 minutes. So over here, we have emeralds, and they're full pretty much. And this is going to just make the last block. Why does it not? Can you not go in there? It could be that it's, oh yeah, it needs to, it was 4 emeralds too many. Okay, that's fine. So compactor makes gold coins, crafter takes the gold coins and cactus green and paper via an exporter down here and makes paper wealth. Paper wealth gets magma crucibilized, gets put into a casting basin. The casting basin then cools off and makes emeralds. And I could be doing the whole casting table, because now, do I store nickel in here? I don't think I do, which we could, because I just have nickel over here. We could just move that drawer over there and add an external storage, but that's fine. So it could be that I use a casting table, because then we can be more accurate on when things are put in. If I take a couple of emeralds out, it's going to remake the couple of emeralds. But this way, it's just going to do the entire block, which is fine. So we could just toss these into the void by emeralds. But I have a detector here on 123 of the emerald blocks, just because of that reasoning that we can not fill it up. So then we would have this guy just working nonstop. And also this guy has a detector for nickel as well, and it's detecting this mechanical user to turn it on and off. And also this guy has an on and off switch from there, because we basically check if there's any item in this basic drawer, then it emits a signal. And this is just cooling off really, really slow, but eventually this might break if we don't add a void upgrade on this drawer or an upgrade. But I think we can just do this, put this on, and that way it's gonna run indefinitely, I think, and should be fine. It's basically just only when it gets another fish, it's gonna be in here, and it's gonna speed this process up, basically. So yeah, that's fine. Okay, it is working, it is running, and it's all good. And everything from Botania I have on in the storage system. So I just took everything down, and we need to reset things up again. So I will probably set up the wood and the stone, and we can do that on like 4 sides, or maybe on these 4 corners, actually. That could be cool. And then we can do things around it, because I want to use, I don't know which flowers yet for mana. We could use the TNT one, which is kind of wonky and weird. And if you get it wrong, you could get disastrous things. Also, the Empower, as I said, I don't know if it's going to be here, but it's the only large enough space to fit in here, because we have the reactor in the middle. And I could, if I wanted to, move the reactor underneath the base. Like if we go down here, I have plenty, not necessarily plenty. We could move this down or move the reactor underneath. But I kind of like the reactor in the middle. The only problem I have is that if I add reactor glass over here, so we would see the inside, it causes quite a bit of frame lag. So I'm not going to do that, and it's just a purple wall. But yeah, for today, Botania stuff. Let me start working on some resetting of the machines that we had before, so with the placers and all that, and we can just get back to where we were from last episode, Botania-wise. I have reset up our living wood, living rock, and aluminum production, and we're gonna need another pure daisy at least, if not more, to make things for like getting into Thaumcraft, basically, because you're gonna need these. There's a rune, I think it's called. No, it's a mutated something. It's useless for this. It's Rune of Balance. That's the one. You toss that into the Elven Gateway portal to get crystals back. And the Rune of Balance is with mutated grass, infused grass, and living rock. You can craft 2 and use Terra Steel, or you can put them in a Runic altar and craft 2. So I think we're going to try and automate the Runic altar at some point for making these at least, because we don't really need to do the other runes, because we just have a bunch of these due to cheats, apparently, or due to bugs, not cheats necessarily. But I did toss the mana that I had in my mana tablets, 1 into each pool, so we can now light this up. And let's actually grab a stack of diamonds, some mana steel, and some mana pearls. I don't know how many we're gonna need, but I'm gonna make, do I have any more mana diamonds? I have 3. Let's make 16. So we're gonna toss 8 in here. And we're gonna toss another 8 in here. The true thing that we really need is pixie dust, but we need the Rune of Gluttony, I believe, if we wanna do Kekimurus. And that requires mana diamonds. And Rune of Winter. The Kekimurus requires a pixie dust. So pixie dust, I believe, is a mana pearl. Yep. Okay. So if we want to, let's make 8 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is going to be what we need for the Kekimurus. So let's toss in, let's say 16 of these to make a little bit of Elementium, and we can toss another 16, to be honest. And I will also toss in 8 mana diamonds. Awesome. Okay. So this is what we have now. Let's toss in another 16 mana pearls as well, because mana is pretty much infinite now. And I think the End of Flames should be making enough mana to sustain this portal at least, because it uses quite a bit of mana to get it started and uses then just little mana to get it going, or to just keep it running. So basically, as we set up new mana production, and I want to kind of have mana storage here in the middle, and we can put a living brick in here, like so. I want to kind of have a couple of mana pools. So if we grab, I have 4 left. So if we have, let's say 9 mana pools as mana storage. So let's grab some more living rock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think will be what we need. Okay, so if we have those in here, we can have sparks on the middle, crafting dropping down up top. We can also set up, like, let's say 2 mana pools here, one with the catalysts, the different catalysts basically. And I think we can do Kekimurus, let's say here and here. No, on the other side, let's say here and here. And we can then have a mana pool really close to them, so we spread directly to that mana pool, or put a mana pool like here or somewhere. And then we just spark things over, because I think mana gets lost over distance, and there are lenses. Like lens, I think there's a lens for velocity, potency, resistance, and efficiency. Yeah, the different lenses do, like if you want to traverse the mana over a larger distance, you can get more value out of it per se. And if we grab this, and if I look at, mystical items, bolts, accessories, alphamancy. Oh, first of all, will this work? Aha, it will. Okay, normal. So we can get the Elven Guard book, and that's, yeah, okay. Mana manipulation, mana lenses. So the velocity lens increases the speed at which the burst travels, but does the beam start to lose mana a bit faster? It also carries a bit less. And then the potency lens will double the amount of mana a mana burst can carry. It becomes slower after it starts to lose mana. It does so a lot faster rate. Resistance lens will significantly reduce the amount of time the mana burst can go without starting to lose mana, but it makes it a bit slower. And then the efficiency decreases the amount of time it takes for a mana burst to start losing its mana, but when that happens, it does so at a slower rate. Okay, so different things that you can do for the mana spreaders. So that is all good. And I'm gonna go and craft the Kekimurus now, because I need to just do a little bit more runic altar crafting. So I'm gonna either set up just a mana spreader over here and do the crafts that I need, because I just need to make 8 runes of gluttony, which will be plenty. And then for cake, to automate this, we have the wheat, we have the eggs, we can get the milk by... Oh, we're gonna need to automate milk with protein soup, because we can't get a cow, I don't think. I mean, you can get chickens. And I don't know if passive mob spawning is disabled, but cow is gonna do a spawn egg, no. No, I don't think we can. So yeah, we're gonna need to do the whole protein soup thing. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let me go automate the milk first of all. So I'm gonna do that, I think, on this floor, because we still have a little bit of space where I had these guys. We're gonna take these out because we don't really need them at the moment. Okay, and I'm gonna automate the making of protein soup over here. We can toss everything from this into the system, so that's fine. Okay, let me get that done, and then we can continue on with making the Kekimurus as well. I have everything set up for the making of cake, and we have biomash being introduced into the squeezer to make protein soup. That's being then exported into the seared gauge via a duct in the back. Then it's being transported over to here with the refined storage into these fermenters and getting sugar and fertilizer as well. This guy gets buckets and fills them with milk, and then transports them over to this drawer, which then pulls it into this tier 1 crafter to make the cake. And we have a drawer for 64 cake and 64 buckets, so that is gonna still keep on processing. With the bottleneck here is the milk, I think, and possibly at some point the eggs, because eggs require more work to be made, and we can set up a separate system for making eggs if we wanted to. We have protein soup, and I think we don't really struggle on that because the squeezer has this intricate circuit board to make it faster, like, I don't know, 100% faster or something. I don't know how that works, but I put in 4 of the thingies for speed boost, so it is all good in that sense. So that is really nice, and I can clean up my inventory just slightly because I don't think we're gonna need that much more of this stuff. And the problem I had, I ran out of phantom faces. Otherwise, I could have done this in a 3x3, but I didn't want to set up an empower again and all of that because it's fine, and we're gonna do it later. So we have cake now. We can automate the Kekimurus when we need to. So now I need to do the Runic altar, and as you can see, this is definitely keeping up with the mana. So we could even dedicate like a couple of endo flames just to this part. We could possibly have like 2 endo flames and a dropper here, and that would be plenty for keeping this up. And we can set this up in here, maybe move the mana pool over by 1 block and the nature core and all that, and then set up endo flames. We could do that, or we can just do the Kekimurus and we'll be fine. Okay, so I need to set up the Runic altar and craft some runes. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna craft the Kekimurus and see where we want to set those up. Our first rune is being crafted. It's the Rune of Winter, which is gonna make it so we can make the Rune of Gluttony next. And the Rune of Gluttony is Rune of Winter, or Rune of Fire, Rune of Winter, and Mana Diamonds. So diamonds, I'm not gonna have enough, so we're gonna grab a couple more, and we can now smack with this, get our runes back, and the Rune of Winter. So now if we grab a Rune of Fire over here, say Rune of Fire, Rune of Winter, and 2 mana diamonds, it should make us the Rune of Gluttony. And I need a few more mana diamonds, so we can go over here and toss them into this one. Thank you very much. Are you done? Almost. The spreaders are kind of slow. We can actually, you know what we can do? We can grab some living wood and toss it into here. And possibly another stack. And let that do its thing. This is done. So that is the Rune of Gluttony, and I'm gonna repeat this process like 8 more times so we can get 8 Kekimurus, and then we should be good. I will also, now that we have Dreamwood, if we look at Spreader, we can do this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get 4 of these. And I don't know, I think 1 will be plenty for all of these. I'm not sure though. So let's take these out, and then I'll just do the linking really fast. Bam, 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 bam. These should all be linked. You're kind of, are you all empty? Looks like you're all empty. So it looks like it's keeping up. That's okay. Okay. Are we done here? We are. Whoops. So let me make a bunch more of these Runes of Gluttony, and when I have 8 of them, we're gonna make the Kekimurus. Okay, we're ready to make the Kekimurus. I already made 4, so it wouldn't take that long, and I can just right-click with an empty hand, and you can see the recipe. 2 white, 2 brown, 2 orange, a pixie dust, and a Rune of Gluttony, and then we can just toss the seed, and we can do that, and another seed, that, another seed, and the last one, like that, and another seed. And now I can show you also, I don't know if I did it on camera already, but you take a flower, and then you take some glowstone, 2 pieces to be exact, and you can make 8 of these flowers for 8 of the Kekimurus that we need. And then you take your pasture seeds, which are just grass over a mana pool, and some dirt, and you make the floating flowers, and you combine the Kekimurus with the floating flowers, and you get floating Kekimurus, which is lovely. So now, how do we want to do our mana production? We have those 3 over there, and we have this entire system over here. I would say we put Kekimurus over here. Whoops, that was misplaced. So like that. And then we're going to have a constructor over here. And I need to rotate it like that. And we're going to have another constructor over here as well. So bam, bam. And we can connect those up with some cable downstairs. So let me grab some of that. And I set up this. Oh, if I stand in the center, haha, we're underneath. It's really nice to get in and about the area. So we can then just run a cable from these 2. And I think I'll just run the cable to the center here because we have a cable anyway. Like so. So if we give you, it's gonna say constructor items, MBT, draw blocks instead of placing no. And we can say cake. So if you do that, places cake. Nice. I will also grab, let's do the glimmering wood. Can I do a cutting tool of this cover? I can. Wonderful. I'm gonna need 2 sets so we can make a hollow cover. Nice. And if I get over here and we sneak right click like that. Nice. And you place cake. Awesome. So these now need a spreader and a mana pool. So what I think we can do is do mana pools. We need a living rock. Like that. Just make me a bunch of mana pools. 10, it's fine. And we can put a mana pool like in each corner, for example. And then we can have sparks. So spark. If we craft a bunch of these, let's just make a stack of these. And we put sparks over here and spark over here. And if we place a spark here with a augment, we need the dominant spark augment. So this will pull all of the mana from all spark mana pools. We actually need 2 of these to be on these guys. So if we, I think if I break the Natura pylon, will the thing turn off? Not sure, but we can do that and spark. So these 2 will always pull mana, which is going to be lovely. Then if we grab some of the spreaders, 2 of these, and we can just place them down like so for now. And we can do Gaia spreaders later. Well, actually, I'll place them above the cake here. So that should be good. So if we place you here, I don't know what the ranges on the sparks are, but we're going to figure that out as we go. If I place this and that, and then we can just link them up to the spreader, and we can get a Gaia spreader later anyway. Okay, they're all connected. And then this guy. Okay. You can see mana's being distributed to these pools as soon as it's being made, which is really cool. I don't know if I want to just do this. Let's do another augment or another 2. Which one is it? Dispersive, I believe, is the one that's going to disperse into all available mana pools. So this should pull into every sparked mana pool as soon as those 2 are full. So if we put sparks on all of these, as soon as this mana pool and this mana pool are full, it should put into these guys. And I don't know if that's gonna, I might move that off camera into here, I think. And then we can put 2 of those and 2 of those on those sides and remove this aluminum one and maybe set up that with, that's gonna be lovely. Yeah. All nice. Cool. Okay. I could have just moved that one, but it's fine. We'll move things off camera because I don't have that much time for this episode. So that's fine. Cake is being produced. How are we on the usage on cake? I think we're okay. Milk is still on the backlog, Wheat is fine. Eggs are okay-ish for now. We'll see how it goes. The protein soup is looking to be struggling a little bit. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes if we start running out of something. But yeah, that should be neat. So when these mana pools fill up, it should be fine. Okay, I might just go and move the portal because it's not going to be that quick and or that difficult. And we can also possibly just do endo flames specifically for the portal, and that should be fine. Okay, yeah, let me move a few things around and we're going to see how they look in the next clip. Pretty much everything has been moved. I needed the recessive spark, which is with the Rune of Earth, not the dispersive. The dispersive charges my inventory and items that require mana in my inventory, like my Sojourner Sash. I forgot to mention I made this. It makes you run a little bit faster, which is really neat. And I think it gives you step assist as well. Yeah. Okay. So the Kekimurus are doing their thing into this mana pool and into those mana pools after that, which is really neat. And over here, I have these 2 mana pools with these 2 Endoflame setups. I could also just pull from these mana pools into these guys with some sparks, because if we do that and grab our dominant spark augment, we need another dominant. I think these should pull, because this is pulling from, yeah, this is emptying them into this guy, but this should pull everything that gets transferred over. And even if I take out this mana thingy, we should see it charge up these 2 mana pools, because these are the ones that we want to have full all of the time. So I can actually take down these Endoflame setups pretty much, because I don't really want to have the charcoal in the world. So let's just quickly remove all of this, even though I just set it up again. But I wasn't sure if we wanted to keep the portal separate, but I think if we transferred the mana over through everything, it's gonna be fine. So clean up that much and get through here. Do I have any more grass? I do not. Let's grab a little bit of grass. Toss the Endoflames back in and break the rest of these 3. And now I don't even need the Solignolia here. I had them so I didn't pick up the charcoal when it was being dropped from my magnet, which is really kind of useful for places, but not here. So do we have because I have another dominant. This one has a dominant. This one has a dominant. Yeah, I took it off from the center one. Okay. So anything that can't go into, or all of the mana will be going towards running this. So if we do that, you should see the mana pools empty, or we don't even see them empty. We see this one empty. And then as soon as that starts, like everything from these gets drained into these guys. So that's really cool. And I don't know if there's a spark, if there's a way to keep these full and also keep one here full so it doesn't pull. I think if we do a dominant in the middle, it shouldn't pull from other dominant sparks, I don't think. So if we do that, yeah, it isn't pulling from these. So basically these are gonna be full, and also this one in the middle is gonna be full. So yeah, that's really cool. We can now make actually a mana mirror, I believe. It's really cool. We take, I have full mana tablets. Okay, let's take this, because that was charging my my stuff. So let's, is it not the right one? No, that. So boom, boom, and speedy up 1. Those are empty now. And we need a living wood twig if we grab that. And as you can see, I have another Terra Steel. I had to make one more because I messed up the recipe in the beginning, but we can make a mana mirror and we can then link this to here. So this is going to be the mana pool that is always full, and we basically don't need our greater band of mana. And we can wear other baubles when we need to. But this mana mirror, I don't think it can go in my baubles. No, it's just in my inventory, so that's fine. Okay, we have the portal, we have that, and we have automated fully mana. So let me see how are we for time on the episode. And if we can automate, let's say, the portal and tossing things, or maybe tossing things in the mana pool to make the diamonds and stuff like that, we're gonna do that. But all in all, we're gonna see. So looks like the milk is kind of struggling. So I think in between episodes, I'm gonna set up like 1 3x3 for making, like with 3 squeezers, for example, for making protein soup, or maybe even 5 of the squeezers to make the protein soup, and then a bunch of fermenters making milk, because we're gonna probably need milk for the eggs, and it's gonna be easier to do that than having a bunch of chickens. I have them in here. I move them around a little bit. I move them from beneath the floor, and I have them here in the accumulator, and it's accumulating eggs, and we can even toss in more chickens if we wanted to by just tossing eggs, and I will get super unlucky because I'm recording. Oh, I won't. I got 1 out of 16. That's fine. Okay, so we can have more chickens here to make more eggs, or we can just do the whole egg yolk thing. Egg yolk. This guy. We can pour this into a casting table, and the egg yolk is milk and protein soup. So the things that we need for cake and the things that we need for egg, we need to produce in greater quantities. So I think on stream today, I will make this system better and set up like 1 thing for making cake, and then 2 things, 1 making milk, 1 making protein soup. And we can then have protein soup stored in either just one of these gauges and have it on an external storage, and it's going to pull as fast as it can. And also the milk, we're going to have fermenters, and possibly we can have a fluid transposer doing milk buckets and still doing the crafter the same. I think that's probably just fine. And yeah, we should be good on that. So I think this is going to be it for today. We did a load of mana production, which is really fast now. This mana pool is already full. I mean, I filled it with some mana tablets, but you can see it's doing well. And all of these are going to produce more and more mana, and we're going to get to automating that in the stream today. So with that, I want to thank you all for watching. I am hoping you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. Also consider subscribing to see new videos. Support me on Patreon if you want to give a little bit more and play with me on a server. And I will see you all in the next episode. Have a great one. Bye-bye.